over here in the 1980s, which is the period of the original Black People's Day of Action, 1981. When black youth were fighting back. Youth, young people. You hear stories about how they march past schools and teenagers run out the school, jump over the fence to join the march. No long thing. Yeah? That's what got people walked off the job. And that's what scares Babylon. That's why we say name it and claim it. We're not going to Babylon on the 2nd of March.
That's right.
That's the reason. Because the free people, they find their own space and time. And if you can't have one day, we say we burn Babylon, we're not going to work. All of university, today, they were not going to do no businesses in no school.
iNAPP, my political party. Power sisters, my sisters and aunties. Al Cabalon, that's the heartbeat. Black Fist be part of the army. Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey. Big up Tupac.
Now, as we remember, as I said at the beginning, the theme of this National Black People's Day of Action is mobilising black youth for nation building. But before we bring on our next guest, and I gave the update, we have raised £482.30 from the first round of collections. Now, one of our princes, Prince Munirazi, set us a target of £1,000. So we're not there yet. We're not too far, but we're not there yet. So the collection bowl will be going around again. The young princes will be bringing the collection bowl. For those, I know there's a lot of there's some new faces. Those who haven't necessarily contributed already, those who can give some more. The collection bowl will be going around again in order for us to liberate ourselves.
Salamu. Tenamwari. Yeah. Regai mazwe andena taura nefungwazi momoye mangoza nzikwene mimwari. May the words of our mouths and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in thy sight, O Jah, Rastafari of our creation. Tenamwari. Everybody alright? Yeah. And sure? Yeah. I'm gonna start by being honest here. Right now, I'm battling some Bigfoot demon, from within, right? And I've asked to do the keynote, and it's just part of what I'm supposed to do. It's part of my mission to minister to my people, so I'm here doing it. But as a part of what I'm doing, I'm gonna have to exercise some of these demons, yeah? So I'm gonna need you lot to help me. Bit of negative energy that's around I right now. I'm gonna try to lick it back. But I'm gonna need that collective African spirit to help me do that. Is that all right with you? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Hold tight, respect, because you're aiding in the process right about now. Around there we say Tendai Mwari. Right. I will not apologize for that. No. Oh, what's that? Tendai. You see? All right. Everybody bless? Yeah. You sure? Yes. We're here, National Black People's Day of Action. And the theme is our eyes on the future, mobilising black youth for nation building. Yeah? Yes, sir. Everybody can see the screen clearly, right? Yeah. It's clear? Yeah. All right, cool. So that's the theme. Yeah? Now, I realise that brothers and sisters may need more information on the history of the International African People's Parliament, how it came into existence and what it's designed to do and what we have been trying to do for the last few years. I ain't got time to really delve into that deeply. I will try to do my best, but if you want more information, I encourage you to visit the website, which is iNAPP, inapp.org.uk. Yeah? Yeah. You sure you're with me? Yeah. Right, we're moving forward right about now, yeah? I'm speaking on behalf of the iNAPP Youth Corps, and there are many of us in the Youth Corps. The only two members of the Youth Corps that could be here today is my brother, well, say two members. In the Leadership Youth Corps, there's more members in the iNAPP Youth, yeah, if that makes sense. There's me and my brother Neeks, which is the reason why I'm doing the presentation and he's cheering the thing, yeah, comparing the situation today. You're following me, but big up Sister Afra and all the others who are involved, yeah? Set the foundation. Now people say that we don't need talk, you know, but I believe in talk, yeah? I believe in talk because I believe in the fact that real talk inspires real action, yeah? I don't want to act with nobody who I can't talk to. You following me? Yeah. If me and you're gonna go on a mission and I can't reason with you, I don't wanna go on that mission with you. Yeah? And we should never underestimate the value of consciousness raising. You following me? And that requires discourse and conversation. But real talk inspires real action. That means that our talk needs to be purposeful and directed in a certain particular way. So we're talking about mobilizing black youth for nation building. I'm going to move very, very quickly because I ain't got a lot of time, yeah? But just as a definition, this definition was taken from a speech that Brother Leader Bandaka delivered at the Messiah opening ceremony in 2013. He says, a nation is a people organized as a sovereign entity, meaning a sovereign entity is an entity that is empowered by its own agency. Agency defined in the English dictionary is action or intervention producing a particular result. So nation building is the process by which we inspire and organize African people around, first of all, the sensibility of what it means to become a sovereign entity, and then the action to make it fulfill itself. Does that make sense? Yeah? Is everybody with me? So if we're organized around our own agency, what that means is that we are inspired by ourselves. First of all, we're inspired by our vision of who we are. Yeah? And then what we're supposed to accomplish based upon that knowledge of who we are. You following me? Yes, sir. Are you sure? Yeah. So that means that nobody else doesn't control, define our ideals, our principles, our values for us. Mm-hmm. We define success for ourselves. We define failure for ourselves. So our idea of failure and success is not defined by a system that has historically enslaved and oppressed us, and therefore cannot provide ideals, values and principles that are designed to uplift us. Does that make sense? It's as simple as that. This is a man by the name of Malcolm X. He became known as Malcolm X. But this was Malcolm X in his Detroit Red phase. Yeah? Part of what I've been asked to do today is look at the lessons from two great individuals who we're honouring. One is Omawale Malcolm X in line with the 50th anniversary of his assassination. The other is Claudia Jones in line with the centenary of her birth. So I'm going to be drawing from the lessons of both these two people in the presentation. Yeah? Yeah, come on. Malcolm Little, born 1925 to Garveyite parents. His parents were members of the biggest Pan-African black power organisation ever in the history of the world. His father used to take him, and if you read his autobiography, he recalls the image of his father that made him the proudest and that he remembers the most. And that was his father speaking on the philosophy and the mission of the most eminent prophet and king, His Excellency Marcus Mosiah Garvey. His father, of all of his children, all of his 11 children, Malcolm was the one who he took with him to the UNIA meetings the most. Yes. So he got a level of training from very, very young. Kings and queens, yeah? But as a result of the forces of global white supremacy, in terms of, first of all, killing his father, secondly, hounding his mother to the point that she was committed to a mental institution, Malcolm X went off the rails, became what he called an extreme delinquent. And as I've always said, that means that he was not just any bad man, he was the real bad man. He was a young gangster who the big gangsters, the OGs, respected for his heart and his spirit. And if you hear him speak about his mentality, not necessarily just his actions, you know, but his mental state at that time, he speaks about himself as an extremely degraded individual, mentally sick individual. Enough of us don't like to talk about Malcolm Detroit Red because we've come conscious now, yeah, and so now we're holier than thou. Sanctimonious in our conscious meeting, eating our vegan food, yeah, and having positive black conscious conversation, yeah. So we don't want to deal with Detroit Red no more. That's right. We don't want to deal with that. And you see our ability to deal with Detroit Red is going to be the measure of our ability to deal with the Detroit Reds all around the streets of London right about now. Yeah, real talk out here. So we have to deal with Detroit Red. We have to know where Detroit Red was coming from, and we have to know. Yeah, that it took an organisation like the Nation of Islam to bring out the potential of a Detroit Red to make him an Omawale Malcolm X. Do you follow me? Yeah? So that all I'm saying is that, you see, you have to plant your seed in fertile soil. The seed was planted, and the Honourable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam became the fertile soil to draw out what was already within him. Mobilising black youth and nation, the first thing we have to understand is that there is an Omawali Malcolm X in every Detroit Red. There's an Omawali Malcolm X in every Detroit Red. Following me?
Yes, sir.
Alright, moving forward. So Malcolm X grew to be one of the greatest leaders that we've ever had. This man was an impatient man. I understand that because they say impatience is a feature of youth. So when I come around the organisation, I'm in an organisation, I've been in an organisation all my life, and I want to see things moving. And sometimes it takes the elders to say, you have to calm down a little piece. But it also takes the youth to push the elders a little piece more. You understand? So you can't balance. That's the energy. So that's the energy I'm bringing right about now. Forgive me, innit? But that's what I'm in. That's what I'm on right about now. And that's how I'm moving. You're following me? Malcolm X was impatient. But when Malcolm came into the mosque, Malcolm said, this mosque should be fuller. That's how I feel right about now. We understand we only had a couple of weeks to organise this event, you know, because there was bare things going on that were trying to fight against the programme. But we had to put it on. I'm going to give thanks for you being here. And as far as I'm concerned, this is alright for 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks promotion out here. We got the elders, but without the elders, you know, this wouldn't take place, you know, right now. Serious thing. Some years ago, I read a statistic saying that 70% of black youth identify simply as British. Total disconnection from heritage. You following me? So we have to reconnect the heritage right about now. And as the International African People's Parliament, first of all, just identify what identity is. They said the fact of being who or what a person is. The characteristic determining who or what a person is, a close similarity or affinity. So if we have a close similarity or affinity with being British, and British, as far as our ancestors are concerned, means enslavement, rape, pillaging, murder, death. Come on. What does that identification say about how we see ourselves? We have to solve this problem. That's right. The problem of identity. So the International African People's Parliament unashamedly just says African. That's right. International African People's Parliament. And for the purpose of identification, whenever we need to, we put in brackets, black. Just so you know who we're talking about. Because some we don't know. Sometimes we say African Caribbean, you know what I'm saying? Because we have these little different. Just know we're talking about Uno. And anybody that don't look like Uno, we're not talking about them. It's as simple as that. That's not all we're talking about. But we say African, not because we want to be holier than thou conscious black people. It's very important that we identify who we are. If we're saying we're going to be a nation, a sovereign nation, and act on our own agency, we have to know who we are. And define ourselves. And stop being defined by others. Because according to their system, this is how we are defined. Ethnic minority. Black minority ethnic. Underprivileged, working class, hard to reach. Urban. Hard to reach. All them something there. But we have to understand, kings and queens, that all of these definitions are a reflection of a power dynamic between us, descendants of Africans, and the majority community, the dominant community of the society. So this is not just ethnic minority is not just a phrase that speaks to your relative numbers in the society. It also speaks to your social, economic mobility within the society. Your power base within the society. Does that make sense? So when they define you as ethnic minority, try and know this is a power dynamic. It's not just a word, a name they fling on you. It's a power dynamic. Black minority, ethnic, underprivileged, working class. Most of us, the overwhelming majority of us, are working class, black minority, ethnic, urban. That's right. We feel good now. Right. So if we define ourselves, because this is their definition for us. If we define ourselves, how do we define ourselves, kings and queens? You following me? We have to move beyond this. Alright? Right. It's coming from the program, the OAAU, which was penned by John Henrik Clarke, by the way, kings and queens, the great African historian. We have to know that. Alright? The Organization of Afro-American Unity will devise original educational methods and procedures which will liberate the minds of our people, I should say, sorry. We encourage Afro-Americans themselves to establish experimental institutes and educational workshops, liberation schools and childcare centers in the Afro-American communities. You following me?
Yeah, yeah.
You remember what I talked to you about your own agency? This is, you're not begging nobody for nothing, you know. You're looking at the condition of your children and saying, this is what we need, yeah, to educate our children, so you're developing that. You following me?
Yeah.
All right? Until we completely control our own educational institutions. That's the aim. The aim is to completely control our own educational institutions.
Yeah, yeah.
But we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We must supplement the formal training of our children by educating them at home.
Come on.
Yeah? Right. So, big up the homeschoolers in the house. Cause I know you're in there. Homeschoolers in the house. Yeah? Alright. I'll tell you better than that. Big up the homeschoolers who link with other homeschoolers to teach the children collectively. Big up the Saturday schools in the house. Afrikan Cooperative Saturday School is in the house. The Al-Kebalan Academy of Excellence is in the house. Nubia Community Foundation of School is in the house. Saturday schools. Cream of a More School is in the house. Yeah? So, I'm showing you that some of this is already going on. All that needs to happen is that we need to link up the Saturday schools then. Join the dots. Come into that. Right? Big up the Nation of Islam and the New Mind School in the house. That ain't a Saturday school. That's a full-time primary school. Big a clap for that, Rasta. Oh, I'm telling you. I heard Minister Hillary speak at the Kwanzaa celebration in December, and he said the New Mind School started because him and his wife decided that they can't keep giving birth to children to send to the white man's school to mash them up. That just makes logical sense to me. If we're being failed in the British education system, we start our own school. It's logical. Yes. You following me? And I honour any African who has the courage, because it takes courage to do that. It takes courage to do that. Yeah? That says, we are going to start this thing. Yeah? And send your children to New Mind School.
Yeah.
Pay the money.
Yeah.
And send them go to school. Because they will come out better than if you send them to any state school in the rest of the country, I'm telling you. Yeah? When we speak about economy, the first thing we start talking about is business and money. Business and money. Business and money is not the start of an economy. In fact, it's so way down the line, it's almost insignificant. Economics first begins on social relationship between you and I. Shared sensibilities and values, which is defined by a C word that is culture. Culture is what keeps a nation of people organized together. Yeah. You following me? So we have to develop nation building sensibilities. Yeah? I don't know what the unemployment rate is among the Asian community. That's right. We don't know. I have no idea what the unemployment rate is amongst the Jewish community. Or the Chinese community. I don't know. I have no idea. When I look in their communities though, I see that they have businesses. So that their children are not as affected by the unemployment rate. Because Uncle so-and-so is employing them to do work. No, you don't know what I'm saying? So I don't know what the unemployment rate is. So this is why we have to have our own national agenda. Because if we do, we are less susceptible to the forces of society. The unemployment rate exists like that because the black community doesn't have a plan for its youth. It's simple. It's that simple. So we... Rasta, yeah, this just the dance. So one of the things that we announced, that we've been announcing as yNAPP that we want to do is put on entrepreneurship training. Yeah, and business development training for black young people, yeah? And we have a number of different brothers and sisters who want to feed into that program because of some of the upheaval and so on and so forth. Certain things haven't got off the ground yet, yeah? But try now, we're still on the program, kings and queens. Don't get despondent because you don't see certain things manifesting as yet. You following me? It's happening. And it's going to happen. If ShakaRa has anything to say about it anyway. Alright? When the thing come back, I want to big up a brother by the name of Cypher Jules, who is a member, a member of a legendary hip-hop group called Morris Delta 7. And he's written a book, yeah, called The Secret Money Manual. And he's conducting workshops for young, he says, inner city youth, yeah? In terms of things that we never got taught in school. About the banking system and the insurance system and how to develop a business. We get taught maths in school and none of it applies to the economic structure of the society. Yeah? It's not practical. Yeah? So he's developed, and so we've spoken to him and he has said he would like to run workshops, yeah? For young people anywhere, especially black young people, anywhere around. So he's made that commitment to do that, and we're going to be calling him as soon as we sort out the rest of the behind the scenes work, kings and queens. Alright, I'm still waiting for this situation. I want to show you the book, you know what I mean? So you know what it looked like. The Secret Money Manual by King Cypher Jules. Cypher, C-Y-P-H-E-R. There we go. King Cypher Jules, The Secret Money Manual, yeah? Alright? So look out for that book. Alright, moving on to criminalization now, kings and queens. Again, studying the condition of the people. Yeah? We are 28 more times more likely to be stopped and searched on the roads. Yeah? Black youth. Yeah? Alright. 75% of black youth, and I think it might be even 77 by now. 77%, that's what I'm thinking. So you know when you don't update the presentation, kings and queens, like, you know what I mean? Apologies. But 77% of black youth are on the DNA database. That means that every black family in the country can be traced via the DNA database. Yeah? We are over 12% of the prison population overall, as compared to being less than 3% of the general population. Yeah? Right. This is Claudia Jones. Can we hear that, please? Excuse the spelling mistake, but the reason why she is there at this stage is because Claudia Jones, when we hear about the first West Indian carnival in the country, yeah, people think that it was just some cultural occasion for people to, so we can wine in England.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? You know? So we can wine, you know? We can bring the wine from the Caribbean, come to England and just jump and wine. And it's good to wine, you know? I enjoy whining, trust me. If you ever catch me in a dance, some of you caught me in a dance before, you know? I'm not ashamed. Believe. No shame, I don't whine, yeah? I love for wine, yeah? And I can do it good, alright? But, nah, I said like, I can see you're an LA, you know? You've done this before, right? No. The West Indian Carnival was a response to the Notting Hill race riots. Notting Hill race riots, 1958, where a group of approximately 400 white youths ran through Notting Hill, kicking in the doors of black people, beating up black people on the road. Yeah? You following me? Right. So the Africans, when they realized that the police weren't going to come to their defense as they're supposed to, them said, you want to know, right? Me have a little cutlass in my house now. And a stick, yeah? And a cricket stump. Yeah, and got together and started to defend themselves from the roads. Yeah? That's what happened. As a result, police came and started to arrest people, and the Africans were arrested for possession of an offensive weapon. After the police weren't defending them, you know? Yeah? Right? Serious thing, we have to know these things. Yeah? So, Notting Hill race riots connected to the carnival now. The first West Indian carnival was not just for the Caribbean culture and so on and so forth and rare. The proceeds went towards paying for the legal defense of the Africans who were arrested. You see what I'm saying? The slogan for the carnival was, a people's art is the genesis of their freedom. We tend to look down upon art sometimes, kings and queens. This is what we put. This is why we put the artist on the bill. If you were here on Kuumba Day Friday, you know the power of African art that is directed towards a purpose. You following me? Yeah? So I want to big up the All Nights people, them, allnights.com, kings and queens. Check out the website. Who are creating comics with positive images for your children. Support the thing. Yeah? Personal plug. I'm a member of a spoken word collective called Best Kept Secret. When we formed in 2009, we founded a concept called, 2005, we founded a concept called Togstar for President. Togstar is the name of one of our members. He wrote a piece in which he spoke as a candidate running for president on a black platform. If we had a candidate running for president, what would he need to be dealing with? So he wrote that piece, and we devised an entire hour-and-a-half production around his pieces called Togstar for President. We put this on in 2009, and this was, the concept came long before anybody knew who Barack Obama was. Yeah, we weren't waiting for Obama. Yeah? Right, but when we put it on in 2009, obviously he was already about, and we sold that Cochrane Theatre in Holborn, the West End, 300 people plus for 2 nights in a row. Ram jam the thing. Yeah? For you. You see what I'm saying? Because there's enough art out there that's capturing the minds of our children that's chatting foolishness. You following me? Big up Got Kush TV in the house. Yeah? This is Brother Nkosi from Got Kush TV. You've heard of SBTV. You've heard of Worldstar Hip Hop, Grime Daily and so on and so forth. Or this is a similar thing, only no foolishness ain't getting on Got Kush TV. Strictly conscious, positive, uplifting, revolutionary art is coming through Got Kush TV. You following me? Support the thing. Listen, I want you to, don't ask me after the thing done, you know, what about solutions? This is solutions. Yeah, you following me? That's why it's in the presentation as I go along. Yeah? So I have to leave it for 10 minutes at the end so I can try and rush some solutions in there. Get involved in the thing. And the whole purpose of iNAPP is to bring all of these things together.
Yes, sir!
You following me? So when we're holding fundraising for the Marcus Garvey Nursery, I want to see you there.
Yeah.
This, take a moment to just taking the radiant African sister on the screen, kings and queens. You need a sunshine moment, you know? I'm exorcising demons right about now, you know what I mean? This sister is a sister by the name of Akua Gyamfi. She is the founder and managing director of the British Blacklist, yeah? The British Blacklist is an online database for black British talent in all fields, yeah? In terms of media, acting, journalists, directors and so on and so forth. She's worked in television for a number of years, and what she found is that people were complaining about the lack of representation for black people on the screen, behind the screen, beside the screen, under the screen, above the screen, anywhere around the screen, we weren't there. Yeah? So she thought, how do you solve this problem? There's no way you can go where if you are looking for a black actor, a black director, yeah, a black writer, a black author, no one central place that you can go to find what you're looking for. Yeah? So she created the BritishBlacklist.com. Has 2 purposes. One, it acts like an online database, so you can go in the directory of different professions and different black people in the UK that are operating those professions. 2, it's an online magazine. I am one of the journalists, yeah, for the British Blacklist. I run a column, yeah, every 2 weeks called ShakaRa Speaks on it. If you want to hear what ShakaRa is speaking on, you can check the British Blacklist. Big up my brethren, Kunga Dread in the house. Raise your hand, King. Raise your hand, King. He's also a part of the British Blacklist team. Also a part of the British Blacklist team. And we're doing big things. And what I love about it is that I'm not a man that's used to holding my tongue too tough. I can be diplomatic, but I have to talk my things. And Akua, she allows me to talk my things. Not true, Kunga. If you are looking to just be a prominent black businesswoman who has a successful black business, you wouldn't allow people like me and Kunga to come and write for your online magazine. Yeah. But she's got a mission beyond just the business development. And don't get it twisted, it's going to be a business development too. You following me? Yeah? Yeah? Because we have to. But there's a mission that comes before the financial reward. And she not sell out the things. So we can talk some things from British Blacklist, man, I tell you. Yeah? Big up Brother Daniel in the house. MyBlackMarket.com. Send up, King. Send up, King. Yeah? Also developing a directive for black businesses. Yeah, showing people on the t-shirt, the yes thing, right? Try check it out, myblackmarket.com, innit? .uk. Yeah? We have to know these things. And we're trying to, and he's in iNAPP. So we're bringing it all together. With the Afrikan Cooperative Union. You following me? Alright. So these are the programs that we're trying to, these are programs now, you know. So you can see that when we say sign up to iNAPP, we're not telling you to sign up to no undefined, random situation.
That's right.
You can see people linking in to try and, so we're not recreating the wheel. We're seeing what's already out there that we can all help to develop.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because the Afrikan Cooperative Union ain't there for the board of directors who are in it right now.
That's right.
They're there for the community.
That's right.
So as a community, we see we can link in.
That's right.
You following me?
Yes,
So it's to come join iNAPP and we see how we can mobilize all of these things so that the Afrikan Cooperative Union, when the businesses start to develop, the businesses can support the Marcus Garvey Nursery and invest in it. You following me? So all we need to do now is just work out the process. How do we go about doing it? But the pieces to the puzzle are being gathered. Is that no idle random thing?
Come on.
Try now. Recent statistics, kings and queens. One came out of a round table, discussion that was held by Black Mental Health UK, where it was revealed that African black young people make up 45% of 18 to 24-year-olds in the penal system.
Right.
You following me? This is a projection, is what I'm showing you. This is their plan for your children and your grandchildren. This is the plan. Yeah? When you see what's happening with the youth, you can see what's going to happen for the adults of the generation coming up. So the future's not looking too bright.
No.
Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
In the Voice newspaper, it was reported sometime last year that 50% of teenagers between the age of 15 and 17 in young offenders institutions are black. The Voice newspaper reported that.
Serious.
That is the plan for your children.
Serious. What are we going to do about it? That's the question. What are we going to do?
Right? And I done told you already, there's a direct correlation between failure at school and entering into the criminal justice system. So one of the ways of solving it is to buy a share in the Marcus Garvey Nursery.
Yeah.
You're not hearing me I say it.
I hear you.
We have to know, I work with young people here, formally and informally. And one of the tools that I found most, 2 minutes, right? That I found most beneficial in terms of educating young people is to show them how we're connected in a global context. Yeah? In America, you know J. Edgar Hoover, who I spoke about a minute ago, when he was trying to fight down the civil rights and the black liberation movement over there, what they did was to institute guns and drugs to mash up the organizations and destroy the young people of the organizations. That's how you get a Tupac. Tupac is a case study in and of himself. Yeah? Can't go into it. They did the same thing in Jamaica during the 1970s when Rastafari was kicking up a fight in Jamaica. Guns and drugs, mash up the movement and mash up the youth and the movement. Over here in the 1980s, which is the period of the original Black People's Day of Action, 1981. When black people were fighting back. Youth, young people. You hear stories about how the march past schools and teenagers run out the school, jump over the fence to join the march. No long thing. Yeah? That's what got people walked off the job. And that's what scares Babylon. That's why we say name it and claim it. We're not going to Babylon on the 2nd of March.
Yes, sir.
Mad thing.
That's right.
That's the reason. Because the free people define their own space and time.
Mad thing.
And if you can't have one day,
Mad thing.
we say we burn Babylon, we're not going to work. All of university, today, they were not going to do no businesses in no school.
That's right. Come on. That's right. Let's get serious.
So 1980s. It was going on over here. The British sent for advice from America to notify them how they're going to deal with the black people over here who are uprising. The Americans had methods that they had already tried and tested. So what do you think they told their British parents over here? And that's how you get a gun and a drug problem in this society right about now. Broadwater Farm is a case study for that. But my generation grew up in that reality. Man's born in the 80s. So when we grew up, that's the option that we had. You following me? And the black community never had no other businesses and options for us to get involved in to stop us from going into that. So we never solved it then, we got to solve it now. You following me? Yeah. But don't condemn the youth then for what their parents weren't able to provide for them. Whatever the reasons were, don't condemn the youth then for it. We have to find ways of not just getting through, not just solving the problem in terms of the children, but getting through to those same young people who are in prison or on road right about now, because inside every one of them is an Omar Wale Malcolm X, I done told you. Yeah? And a Claudia Jones. So the message is, Malcolm X gave the message, get free or die fighting. Guns and drugs came in the black community, the message changed. The values changed, the principles changed, get rich or die trying. The importance of that is, they controlled the money system. So when we're trying to get rich or die trying, they control our ideals. If we're trying to get free or die trying, we control our ideals. And one of the major ways that they're trying to get, trying to divert us from this right about now, kings and queens, is through images like Barack Obama. Yes, sir. Yeah? So we're diverted from this by an ideal of success that they give us. We get the president now and we bomb Africa more than any president before us. So that's that, kings and queens. I've already spoken about that already. But we have to just know, yeah, that inside every Detroit Red, yeah, is a man called Omar Wale Malcolm X. And inside every young woman on road right about now who's disaffected, there is a Claudia Jones. So when we say build the National African People's Parliament, all of the plans, we can't affect all of the plans right about now, because one of the most important things that you need in any movement is critical mass. Critical mass, which means people. People are the link between a program, a philosophy and a program. The program is enacted by the people. We are battling against forces who are organized and in multi-layered ways by millions of people around the world. Yeah? So when we say this ain't no club for just people who have been educated and studied to a certain degree. Whether you're educated by their system or even by our own standards in terms of African consciousness. We don't need you to have read every book on Garvey to get involved in this thing. It's not a necessity. You following me? We don't believe in Pan-African conscious elitism. Fire for that! Yeah? We need a program that enables us to engage all of our people at every level. That's correct. And through the process of the work and the action, we are able to educate ourselves. That's what it's about. So membership to iNAPP don't mean one thing. It means many different things at different levels, depending on how you want to get involved. You following me? So all I'm saying is, mobilizing black youth for nation building. We're on the program now. Big up Black Fist, Black Power. Because we're on the program. Yeah? We're linking up youth organizations to help do this work. You following me? And even if you never come to a meeting and just pay a monthly fee, you're helping. You following me? You following me? To get involved in the thing. Because too much time we've been wasting dealing with nonsense and foolishness and diverting. And when we're arguing and going with rubbish, youth are dying on the road and being transformed and turned stupid in university. And we're having arguments over rubbish. Time to stop them foolishness there and get on the program. It's not a joke thing. It's not a joke thing. No time to wait. No time to wait. There's a ramping around here. It's not a joke thing. You see me? It's not a joke thing. So my time is up, kings and queens. I've got to wrap it up there. But the thing is, sign up to iNAPP. And once you do that, you can get more information about what we're doing and bring your own ideas. Because we ain't saying we got all the answers. Critical mass means you don't just bring your skills, you don't just bring your labor, but you also bring your ideas. So if we're doing it wrong, then bring your ideas. And we'll negotiate and discuss and see how we can sharpen each other up and do the thing right. Name it and claim it. Give thanks, kings and queens. Thank you very much. My name is ShakaRa.
Rise up, rise up. Rise up, ShakaRa!
Blessings, kings and queens. My name is ShakaRa SoulJah MC. I'm here speaking on behalf of the Interim National African People's Parliament Youth Corps, also known as yNAPP, of which I am one of the co-strategic leads alongside my sister Afrika. And I designed the flyer for the National Black People's Day Action 2015. The theme for the Black People's Day Action 2015 was Our Eyes on the Future, Mobilizing Black Youth for Nation Building. And so in coming up with a concept for this flyer, which people are, responding very, very well to, we had to come up with some imagery that represented the theme. And so what we did was we started with a young black male, understanding that young black men, are often represented in very degrading ways in our society. And also appreciating that for the previous few years we've had flyers that have been very female-centric. So we want to balance it out with some of the male energy as well, you know what I'm saying? So we had the young black male looking, and what is he looking at? Well, in front of him you can see the Houses of Parliament, and what we're saying is that basically if we look at the degradation of the young black male and how the black male is represented in society in terms of the education, the criminal justice system, the mental health institutions, employment and so on and so forth, these are the people, this is the central institution that is responsible for creating that condition, you see what I'm saying? And so it has a double meaning, in the sense of the fact that this system is broken. If you look at the House of the Parliament, it's leaning to that side, and this building is broken. This is a broken system as far as its impact upon the young black male, That's partly what it represents. But the other meaning is that in order for the young black male to overcome the circumstances, and the young black female as well, black people in general, because I understand that the black male in this flyer is not just representative of black males, but black people, So obviously that we have to break the mental psychosis, the psychology that has been given to us by this system as represented by this building, if we're going to overcome the circumstances that we have been put in as a result of the people that control this building, So it says, as we say, our eyes on the future. How do we break that psychological chain? Well, the young black male, as you can see, is looking beyond the Houses of Parliament. And if you look in the sky, you see an image of Claudia Jones, You see an image of Claudia Jones and you see an image of Malcolm X. This is appreciating the fact that we are celebrating and honouring two very special legacies as a result, one, of the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Malcolm X, which is a very, very important event in our history worldwide, and appreciating also and honouring the 100th birthday of Claudia Jones, who was a key activist on these shores in the UK. Enough times we don't know enough about our key activists on these shores in the UK. You know a lot about those that were in America, those that were in the Caribbean, those that were in Africa, but there's been many activists in the UK that we need to know more about. And so our eyes on the future. The future is actually looking into the past as well, because we're looking at the legacies of these great people so that we can learn the lessons, and the lessons that we learn, we're going to take them into the future. So we have to look beyond what we're going through in this society as a result of the institutions that are run by the Houses of Parliament and the various institutions. Look at the legacies of Claudia Jones and Malcolm X in terms of what they were putting forward, in terms of how they helped to build up the black community, and see how we can build on that work. So as you see, the lessons that this young man has learned has made him a nation builder, and we are portrayed as black men, as black youth, as destroyers. Everywhere we go, we mash up things. But this youth is a nation builder, learning from the examples of Claudia Jones and Malcolm X, and through his nation building effort, he's gonna withstand the attack of the forces of society, be it the police, be it the mental health institution, be it the education system. And last and finally, we see the black butterfly, or the RBG butterfly, and the butterfly is the symbol for the National Black People's Day Action in general. Every year we use this symbol. The reason being is that the Black People's Day Action was born out of a tragedy. The tragedy was the New Cross massacre, a suspected racist firebomb attack in which 13 and then a year later a 14th victim lost their life, as a result of this firebomb attack. And so we're saying that the butterfly is a creature, an insect that represents transformation. So we're transforming out of the tragedy of the circumstance into a brighter future for our people as we put forward this nation building agenda. That's what the butterfly represents, you know what I mean? So yeah man, there's even deeper sciences in terms of looking at the sky and the land, and, you know what I mean, and the red, black and green and what that represents. But that's the basic order of what the flyer means. Like I said, our eyes on the future, organising black youth for nation building. So we have to teach the youth them, because the youth them, yeah, there's two roles for the youth them. The youth them are brought up in the road, yeah, like whereby enough of the road activity doubles off as we're actually destroying our own community. And even though certain times it's the only way that we find a way to earn a living, so to speak, or survive on the road, so to speak, we have to understand that it's destroying our community at the same time as well. So we have to get beyond that. But at the same time, there's enough people that are going to university, because enough times we feel like if we go to university, we're automatically a success. And the reality is that in this society, we've got more black lawyers than ever before, more black doctors than ever before, more black teachers, more, you know what I'm saying, black solicitors, whatever it is, we've got more black politicians than ever before. Yet, black people are in prison more than ever before. Black people are subjected to mental health institutions and receiving detrimental care more than ever before. Yeah, black youth are being stopped and searched more than ever before. So how is it we have a double up of this quote-unquote success on the one hand, and we're representing in all these degrading ways more than ever before on the other hand? It just stands to show that the success, quote-unquote, of these individuals who are becoming lawyers, doctors, politicians, or whatever, is not benefiting the black community. It's not doing that. So when we say mobilising black youth for nation building, we ain't just talking about the road youth them. We're talking about the university graduates too, because there's enough failure going on in the university system. Try and know that. Yeah. So when we say we're bringing all that together in this flyer, National Black People's Day Action, our eyes on the future, mobilising black youth for nation building. Peace.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later we'll all see who the prophet is.